Hi everybody, this is Rod at the Dragonwing Den. We've got another battle report. This one you'll notice is called Game 11.5, and it's a rematch of Game 11. Basically, that one went quickly enough that Jay suggested we put the pieces back on the table and try it again, so we did, and I had plenty of battery life on my camera, so I filmed it. So if you haven't seen Game 11, that's where the explanation of what the scenario is and what the lists are. And if you have seen Game 11 and you'd like to see a different way that might have played out, here it is. You can watch it and hopefully enjoy. All right, let's get into the game. Let me start with my Hippogriff over there moving one forward. Mongrose is right in front of him, so he's going to bump it a little more cautiously with the Hippogriff. Jay's going to come out more aggressively with his dragons. I suspected he would. Yannick's going 4 forward. Unfortunate that the camera picked up this tilt on there. Anyway, Yannick is taking a dodge. Sometimes it's hard to get this camera exactly where I want it. I'm not exactly a pro. I think we all know that. Anyway. So Sievert's moving next, and he's going to be a little more cautious. I think Jay's probably thinking he wants Yannick maybe to go out aggressive and get that initial Hippogriff, and he wants Sievert to be behind the midline of the table so he can see where the next Hippogriff is coming out and maneuver appropriately. I had Mongrose do 4 forward. Like I said, I figured Yannick was going to go aggressive, so I decided, with that in mind, I was going to try to go aggressive too and get into him as early as possible. I'm taking a concentrate token. Now, of course, what I'm looking at there is Yannick has a dodge token on him. He has 1 defense die, and he's a fire type, so my Flame Breath, he's going to get an auto dodge against it. So if I were to Flame Breath him, I'm looking at a lot of defense, and I may not want to exhaust my Flame Breath for that. So I'm going to end up deciding to bite him. Although, hold on, before I initiate combat, I'm going to use my Eagle Sorcerer to do Mirror Image as a free action. So there you go, just in case I get some retaliation from Yannick there. And so onward with combat. The question is whether he's within range 2, but he is. And we'll go ahead and roll for the bite. I think we've got 2 eyeballs, that's 2 hits. That's not going to accomplish anything because it's not penetrating, it's just a bite. Yannick has 2 armor. Looks like Jay's decided Sievert is not going to use his charge token. He could use it just to get the move, but he's going to stay where he's at. Yannick is rolling his Human Paladin. It's 2 hits. Armor's going to take that. But now I believe we are going to go ahead and see him Flame Breath. So here's a roll for that. And we've got 2 hits and a crit. We're going to auto dodge that from fire type. And we're going to use Mirror Image to not have to take that hit and crit. Pretty much what I've got that Mirror Image for. In the cut, I put another Hippogriff on the board, and he is moving forward there. Once again, I split him to both ends of the table. It seems like the way to go to me. And we'll move this other one forward. Looks like a 2, if I'm not mistaken. Are they both moving forward too? It's hard to tell with this perspective on this table. I think they're both at the same. They're both at about the same place. Of course, this one got a move off earlier, so if he did a 2 and the other one did a 3. Anyway, getting distracted. Yannick is doing a hard 3. It's a nice maneuver to have a white hard 3, and what what we're gonna see basically is there's Yannick's action is a concentrate, thinking he'll probably get a tail whip on Magros, or maybe he will. But Yannick, it looks like, and Sievart are going to go ahead and trade dance partners. Yannick is going to head over towards the Hippogriff on my right side of the table, which makes sense because Yannick is a little more fragile and going over where Magros is not is better for his health. Sievart, of course, can take a hit from Magros and survive even Magros' hardest hit. So now Magros is going to go ahead and do a 3 bank, and it looks like he's gotten out of Yannick's tail whip range, but he didn't really have any great attacks himself. He's not in too much danger, but he's not in a very commanding position either. So I'm going to go ahead and decide to time stop. It's not necessarily a great place to do it, but, well, I did it. So here's what's happening during this time stop. I'm basically just going to try to cruise up on Sievert and just get into a position where I can more easily follow one of these dragons in for the kill. I am basically giving myself extra tempos to avoid having to so much play catch up with these dragons as they zip to the sides of the board to get my hippogriffs. I can sort of make a decision to, once again, wing problems. Anyway. I should have, no, it was a time stop round, so I shouldn't have placed a hippogriff, so we're fine. This guy is going to go ahead and the one at the bottom of the screen is basically running for the border. The one up there did a 1 to... once again, he's hoping to... Maybe he'll end up staying out of Sievart's arc, but... Not much opportunity. It's quite a dragon skirmish up in here. Everyone's a dragon huddle, I guess is what that is. Yannick is going to... looks like a target. And Sievert is going to zip right through him. 3 bank. He's going to be, well, more wing problems. In any case, Sievert will go ahead and, Sievert, he'll go ahead and target. Not going to exhaust himself to do another action, which is, I think, a good idea. It's not actually mandatory, no matter how enthusiastic I may be about it sometimes. Anyway, Magros just getting out of the area there, doing his 4 forward. And he's going to concentrate in preparation for a tail whipping. There we go. Yep. The dice, looks like we've got 3 hits. Does need to roll a dodge die. If he doesn't dodge, he'll take the hit. There it is. And with that tail attack doing 1 damage, I'm going to go ahead and do Paralyzing Touch, as in last game. Hope we get lucky again. That's 2 damage on Yannick so far. We'll roll some defense dice to see if he gets paralyzed. And he does. Terrible luck on this. Paralyzed twice in a row. Jay is checking all his defense dice to see who the bad seeds are. So really bad luck with those dice. Here's the damage roll. No damage for hitting the ground, though. Must have been a bed of leaves under him. So he won't be won't be as bad off as he was previously. And now we're going to have Sievert attack the Hippogriff. Incidentally, I forgot to put time tokens on Paralyzing Breath. Paralyzing Touch. This is Sievert's Elven Ranger shooting at the Hippogriff. I think there's two. I don't think I had to take that. Oh, he had a hit and a crit. So I dodged the hit with a dodge result on my dice, but the crit went through my armor. That's what happened. So that being done, Jay is going to go ahead and have Sievert Flame Breath, or no, Fire Breath. Pardon me. I think we measured, and that's plenty to. That seemed needless. That was plenty to kill the Hippogriff. Got another Hippogriff coming on, and I'm gonna move these Hippogriffs. So in the cut, we resolved. I had forgotten to put time tokens on my Paralyzing Touch. I was supposed to put 2, and then Yannick, with his special ability, was supposed to have the opportunity to remove 1 immediately. So we went ahead and had him do that. So basically, it's effectively he was paralyzed for a turn. He did take the damage for being on the ground, but he is now ready to go again. Good thing about this dragon. And he's headed for Hippogriff Country, and he's going to take a charge token in the hopes that that'll get him within striking distance of this lead Hippogriff. And Sievert is going to do looks like a hard 2. I think that should be a red maneuver on his dial, not mistaken. Think he was not quite confident in his ability to do Ancients don't have a turnaround. And he can't really land to pivot because of the scenario. Well, he could. He would have to take damage. So he's coming around the hard way. Mogros is coming around the easy way. Taking an exhaustion token. Gonna go ahead and Flame Breath. Boop. Only need 1 damage. Well, that's not true. We need 2 damage on these dice because he's going to auto-dodge 1 result. And we only got 1 hit. Well, there you go. 4 concentrates. Would have been great if I had an eyeball. That would have been the end of Yannick, but he's going to have a chance. Sievert's all the way on the other side of the table, so it's up to Yannick to do something about this over here. And here he comes. He's going to execute the charge, and we're going to find out if he's got range 2. Let's see. It's Human Paladin. 2 eyeballs. He should have had 1 extra die because of the charge. That was store lights flickered because there was a thunderstorm going on outside. That's in light of how the game went. It's unfortunate he missed that opportunity to get extra dice off his charge token. I didn't realize it at the time, but could have helped him out. As it is, Paladin missed, and we're gonna roll Yannick's dice. And nothing on those dice. To be fair, even with if he had had 1 more die and it had been a hit, that still wouldn't have done anything. If it would have been a crit, I would have had to roll defense dice. Might have had to take the damage. Might have not. Hard to say. I think overall the result would have been the same if even if he had to remember those charge tokens, those extra charge dice. I mean, assuming he rolled exactly the same on those dice, and it was just a question of rolling for the charge. Anyway, once again, fell down a rabbit hole. Yannick is chasing down this hippogriff, so it's looking bad for him if he has to survive another round of those attacks. And this time, Yannick is taking a target token to help him out, and he has his fire breath back online. So, flame breath, fire breath. I get so confused. Flame breath is the one that came with the brass dragons, but Jay usually prefers to run fire breath. I can understand it. I took flame breath on Mogros for this game because I felt like that range was more important. I figured Jay was going to have not many creatures on the board, and figured the range would be more important than the spread. In addition to which, there's the awkward possibility of the spread possibly endangering my hippogriffs, depending on how the situation went. Sevart cleared his exhaustion by coming around slowly. He took a dodge token just to do an action. And now Mogros is also going to come around on a bank, and he's going to clear his exhaustion. And I forgot a time token from last time. He's going to concentrate. And looks like I've got that range too. So I'm going to bite 2 hits. 1 hit and a crit. And Yannick's only getting 1 defense die. So he's going to have to take that crit. Now, I honestly can't remember what the crits were in this game. It wasn't that important. And I'm dropping a damage card on Mogros to instant kill Yannick to save my hippogriff's life. And that's that's going to be pretty much the crucial moment in the game there. Well, I think Yannick missing the hippogriff last turn was kind of the crucial point in the game, because as you can see, this hippogriff is in scoring position here. We're going to go ahead and see what Saber does. He's doing a 3 bank, but he's just too far away to do anything about this hippogriff. So we're going to look at the board for a second. Jay is gonna go ahead and concede, since the game is basically won. This hippogriff is getting away. So that was the game. It went a little differently. I did win both times, but this time was by hippogriff escape instead of by killing all the creatures. And it was a pretty narrow escape. It was only bad luck on Yannick's part that had that lead hippogriff getting away to make his escape off the board. Had that hippogriff been dead, still would have killed Yannick with Mogros, but Sevart, for example, would have been able to do a 5 straight on round 9, the round after that one, and he would have had the hippogriff in range to do flame breath, fire breath. I think he would have, or if nothing else, charge, so he could get in there with a bite. He would have had to weather attack from Mogros, but he's got enough health. He hadn't taken any damage. He's got enough health he could survive an attack from Mogros, as long as he didn't take a stunned crit. There was a real chance that Sevart could have killed that bird. The only thing I think might have helped Jay to do things differently was maybe if he'd taken Dimension Door on one of his dragons, he would have had a pretty powerful option. With the Dimension Door, I mean, the hippogriffs have a pretty narrow range of motion, so you can just pop a dragon right next to a hippogriff where he's going to be in your sights next turn, and then light him up. Especially if you do that and you're well away from my attacker, you can probably get away scot-free that way and basically get a free kill. In theory, it might be fun to play this game and just disallow Time Stop and Dimension Door to force the game to concentrate on maneuver. I mean, we played it mostly on maneuver. I Time Stopped a little, but it still came down to maneuvers in the end. Anyway, so that's our rematch. Hope you enjoyed it, and I think we'll be back next week with... I have a game with Jeremy, could be interesting. And then when Jay comes back, we're going to do the adventure that came in the Griffin expansion that was in stores recently. So that should be fun, and hope to see you there.